Hey guys, OGalbina here, bringing you guys our BBL Season 6 Week 2 battle against Stremmy TV in his Halifax Hitmonchan. He's a very cool dude from the few interactions I've had with him. He makes very solid content as well, so if you're over here checking out my video and you've never heard of him, definitely go check him out in the description below. Like I said, he makes great content, he's a really nice guy, so I'd appreciate it if you went and go and gave him a look, as well as all of the other coaches that are going to be linked down in the description. And of course, if you're new here, I gotta mention, if you haven't dropped a sub already, what are you doing? Go ahead and drop a sub. It's really easy, completely free. We're trekking on our way to 400 subs by the end of the year. So if you enjoy Draft League content, if you enjoy, TCG streams, if you enjoy OU Wi-Fi battles, stuff like that, this is your spot. You can always change your mind later, but I do think you'll enjoy your stay here if you do elect to, stick around and hit that sub button. So with that being said, I do want to do a quick team builder. For all my Draft League games, I like to do a quick team build in the beginning. There will obviously have either already been something on the screen or something on the screen now, dictating when the battle is going to start if you want to skip ahead. But I do recommend you stay and, watch our team builder. The slides are beautiful, and it gives you a great background, knowledge into what I'm bringing, why I'm bringing it, and EVs, movesets, items, all that good stuff. But let's go ahead and get on with it. Our team, if you did forget, consists of Marshadow, Melmetal, Necrozma, Crocodile, Salamence, Tapu Bulu, Milo, Aroma, Rotom Fan, Roselia, and Big Porygon, which almost came this week. I'll spoil it. It didn't come, but it almost came this week. I was so damn close to bringing it. While our opponent's team consists of Palkia, Giratina Origin, Scizor, Crobat, Entei, Seismitoad, Whimsicott, Regieleki, Scrafty, Regirock, and Regice. Very scary. My boy's pulling up with the Gen 4 Legends. If they would let us get 3 Ubers, in no doubt in my mind, he would have pulled up with Dialga. And it seems like an odd pairing, but it honestly, in prep, despite me having 2 fairies, it was very scary, because one of my fairies obviously doesn't really have fairy coverage because it's a Tapu Bulu, and also the fact that the dual dragon, it can be really scary to prepare for and play against, because one can really overwhelm the check of the other, both being very offensive. I think like a Hex Giratina can really overwhelm my team, just throwing status my way and spamming hexes and things like that can be really scary for me to deal with, because it can really break open a hole for that Palkia chilling in the back, and I'm terrified of Palkia. That thing rips my team a new one, so we're gonna have to be very careful about that. Scizor, SD Scizor is probably the next biggest threat. Honestly, it might even be a bigger threat than Palkia. I'm terrified of like SD Bullet Punch Scizor. We do have Dual Intimidate this week that we are bringing to kind of circumvent that, but the main reason I'm really scared of it is because we're not bringing Milotic this week, and that leaves us very open to that. We're also not bringing Melmetal, which honestly is kind of set up fodder for a fat Scizor, which is another reason I'm really expecting it. Regieleki can actually rip through our team if we don't have our ground type, but thankfully having a ground type at literally 2% is enough to stop Regieleki, so I think we'll be fine on that front. Our Regirock and Regice can be a little bit annoying, so it kind of dictated our prep a little bit, on the sets that we wanted to bring and stuff like that. Entei can be a little bit scary. Crobat's actually pretty annoying for our team to kill if it's like a taunt, stall breaker, Super Fang type set. Very annoying for our team, and it's a phenomenal Marshadow check, probably one of the best in the format, just because of the fact that it can take a +1 hit, and it's going to be faster than us if EV'd properly, so that can honestly be scary, and we don't have great flying resist on this team, especially the team that we're bringing. Like I said, Melmetal is actually sitting the bench this week, because I don't think it has a great matchup between Scizor, between Entei, between Seismitoad, between Scrafty. Obviously Giratina Origin is going to threaten it a bunch, and can always pivot it on once, because even though it's the more offensive one, it's still very fat and annoying. And then Palkia as well, being a great steal resist. So Melmetal is going to sit the bench this week. But that being said, enough rambling. I think I am going to just go ahead and jump on to our first mod, which is going to be, of course, Marshadow. We have a Marshadow we're bringing in every week. We're rocking now with Spell Tag as the item, Technician as our ability, obviously, Spectral Thief, Shadow Sneak, Drain Punch, and Bulk Up. EVs wise, we got 76 HP, 236 attack, 4 defense, 4 speed def, and 188 speed with a jolly nature. Now, EVs wise, we are creeping a max speed Whimsicott. We live a Scarf Modest Draco Meteor from Palkia, which I think is very important, because I think potentially a Scarf Palkia could be a very scary potential bring versus a team that can be a little bit slower, especially once you get past Ments all the way to Marshadow. We have a really big speed gap, so it honestly would outspeed all of our team minus speed, tying a +1 Ments, and we're not bringing DD Ments. So Palkia, Scarf Palkia really scares me, so I wanted to live that hit, and then we threw the rest in attack. This Pokemon is going to be our primary win con. I think it does ridiculously well. If we can find an opportunity to set up a bulk up, we will very easily live a Brave Bird, a max attack Brave Bird from the Crobat. If it's Jolly, if it's Adamant, I think we even do still live it after Rocks, but It might be a roll, but if it's that, then we outspeed it and we +1 Spectral Thief it and just, blow it pretty far backwards. So that's obviously really, really solid for us. We're gonna need a little bit of chip on some things. We're gonna need a little bit of chip on the Whimsicott so it's in Shadow Sneak range, because a potential Scarf Whimsicott could be very, very, very scary. But yeah, overall, it's a very, very solid win con. And, Pokemon that I'm really, really looking forward to using this matchup if we can position it correctly. Next up, we have Big Crocodile rocking out with the Assault Vest. Intimidate as its ability. Knock off High Horsepower, Fire Fang, and Stone Edge. EVs wise, we got 136 HP, 132 attack, 60 speed def, and 180 speed with a Jolly nature. Now, this Pokemon is going to be our main check to Giratina. Obviously, it can Will-O-Wisp us. It can throw off Big Dracos and still chunk us down, but we are bringing some clerical support in the back, so that's obviously something that we have to keep in mind. We are creeping a max speed Giratina creeping a max speed Milotic, which I think is very, very important. We live 2 Timid Draco Meteors from Giratina, and we can always wish up with our Aromatisse later on if we do position ourselves correctly. And then we threw the rest of the attack. It actually has very solid coverage in this matchup between Knock and High Horsepower. My opponent really doesn't appreciate that coverage. Minus maybe Whimsicott, but I'll take a knockoff on that thing. Fire Fang is going to chunk it. We have Fire Fang for the Scizor as well, which does a lot. This is a decent check to things like Entei as well, because we can always, intimidate them and, slow down the roll a little bit. Just a very, very solid amount overall. We also check Regirock, and then this is going to be our main Regieleki's response if that does elect to come. Next up, we got Tapu Bulu, our second Assault Vest user of the game. We are rocking out with, obviously, the Assault Vest, Hornleech, Nature's Madness, Darkest Lariat, and Stone Edge. EVs wise, we got max HP, 12 attack, 220 speed def, and 24 speed with an Adamant nature. Now, this Pokemon, EVs wise, we are EV'd. We have a little bit of speed for speed creeps because there are a lot of slower stuff, but we don't really want to go a lot of ridiculous speed to outspeed, some of the slower, faster threats that might not run a lot of speed. Didn't think we could afford it with our bulk. We 2-hit KO Palkia after rocks with Hornleech, which I think is very important, and also do it after a Life Orb, which is also very, very nice. And then we threw the rest into Speed Def. We couldn't really afford to EV, in my opinion, to take 2 Life Orb Ice Beams. Ice Beam is it does not 2-hit KO us if it's not Life Orb or Specs. It is a roll, I believe, if it's Life Orb after my Terrain Recovery, but it is a roll in our favor, which is obviously very, very nice nonetheless. Nature's Madness catches annoying pivots like the Whimsicott. It catches pivots like the Entei. It catches pivots like the Crobat. We also have Stone Edge to hit pretty much all of those pretty hard. Scizor is obviously a great pivot as well, but if we can Nature's Madness that thing, that forces it either into a Roost turn or keeps it severely chipped. And outside of Scizor, this Pokemon can be very annoying with proper prediction. We have Darkest Lariat for things like Giratina, so we can hit hard. Then Hornleech, obviously, for a stab and to get back a little bit of recovery as we go through. Next up, we have Big Ment rocking out with pretty much an identical set as last week. I think this might even be the same EV spread, but we're rocking out with the Heavy Duty Boots. Intimidate as our ability, Hurricane, Draco Meteor, Roost, and Flamethrower, 84 HP, 172 special attack, and max speed with a Timid nature. Now, this Pokemon is a great catch-all check to a lot of the physical threats on my opponent's team. Things like Scizor, things like Crobat, things like Entei, things like Scrafty. We do pivot in and we do check very well. We check a non-ice move, Seismitoad as well, and we don't worry about burns, which I think is very, very important. If you look at my my stabs versus my opponent's team, they're ridiculous. They're actually ridiculous. I don't think that there is a resist to my dual stabs at all on my opponent's team. So Hurricane plus Draco, despite us not being like a boosting item or even being max special attack, honestly can pretty much 2-hit KO my opponent's entire team. We have Flamethrower for Okos on things like Scizor, which I think is very important because this is my Scizor check. The only thing that can really take 2 hits from us is going to be like a fatter Regirock and Regice. Other than that, we should 2-hit KO pretty much anything that's a potent offensive threat that has great defensive utility in this matchup. And it's going to have a lot of defensive pressure on it, but I think it can definitely put in some work if we position it correctly. Next up, we have Necrozma rocking out with the leftovers. What do you call it? Prism Armor. I always forget its ability name for some reason. Prism Armor is its ability. Photon Geyser, Heat Wave, Stealth Rock, Morning Sun, 244 HP, 100 defense, 92 special attack, 12 speed def, and 60 speed with a modest nature. Now, EVs wise, we have enough speed for Monge creeping, no speed Milotic, and then a little bit after that for a little bit more of an aggressive creep on, a bulkier Milo. We Oko Spadef Scizor with our investment in Heat Wave after Stealth Rock. Obviously not Akka, but we do Oko after Stealth Rock. We are not 2-hit KO'd by Jolly Flare Blitz from Entei, so if it's not a Bandit set and I want to start off a Flare Blitz and it's Jolly, we will take 2 of those. And then we threw the rest into Spadef for just general check. This thing can shoot pretty much 1 hit from anything. We even shoot hits from Giratina Origin. It's a great rocker in this matchup. Scrafty obviously pretty much hard walls us, but Heatwave will chunk it down if it wants to continuously switch in on that. And it's a mon that doesn't have great recovery, and there isn't a great way of healing that thing up on my opponent's team, so I'm not super worried. And again, this isn't our win con. I almost brought to Calm Mind because I thought Calm Mind did very well outside of the Scrafty. And half of me doesn't expect Scrafty to even come because it's like fodder for things like MARSHADOW. But just in case, I figured this would be my best rocker in the matchup, especially because we were AV Crook. And again, we don't have rocks otherwise, so I felt like we were kind of pigeonholed into Necro, which is going to be kind of a downside of this team. If we don't have rocks Crook, we're pretty much forced into rocks Necro, or just not bring rocks. So that's obviously a little bit sketchy, but I think this Pokemon's solid overall. Oh, and I forgot to mention, with Ments, our EVs, our 72 HP allows us to live a max modest Whimsicott Moonblast, and then we have the rest in our special attack. But forgot to mention that, but all good. But yeah, that's going to be Necro. Just a nice bulky rocker that puts on honestly a good amount of offensive pressure. So again, it's a lot like Ments in this matchup where they're great defensive pivots here, but they still put on a lot of offensive pressure. Same thing with Crook, honestly. Bulu, a little bit less. There are great Bulu pivots on my opponent's team, but it still is a very big nuisance, and it gives me that, you know, sponge kind of switch into Palkia, which can be pretty damn scary if it's Life Orb against us. And then lastly, we have Aromatisse. This is going to be the glue piece to hold everything together this week. We are rocking out with the leftovers. What is the ability? Oh my gosh, I suck. Aroma Veil, which is going to prevent taunts and stuff like that, obviously. As our ability, Moonblast, Wish, Protect, Heal Bell, 244 HP, 12 defense, and then Max Def with a Calm Nature. Again, this is going to be a nice glue piece to everything. We check things like Palkia. We check things like Giratina. Palkia can 2-hit KO with Life Orb Hydro Pump, which is fucking nuts. That mon is so strong. This is a max Def Aromatisse, but it definitely 2-hit KOs us, which is honestly very scary. We check things like Whimsicott. We check Giratina. We check Scrafty. We can live hit from Regieleki, I believe, as well. We are a little bit fodder for a couple of these mods. Things like Entei, Crobat, and Scizor coming on us pretty much for free, but I felt this was kind of a necessary evil because I needed that heal bell support. I really think a lot of stats is going to come our way this game, at least stuff like Will-O-Wisp from Giratina at the very least. So I wanted to have something to not only keep my AV, you know, pivot mons like Bulu and Crook healthy, but also keep status away from them so that they still have their offensive presence and they're not taken advantage of by other members, if that makes any sense. So I hate running max, but it was pretty much needed. I didn't really need any defense. I don't check a lot of the physically offensive Pokemon on this team anyways. Things like Scrafty, I just naturally check anyways. I'll live a +1 hit pretty well. But I figured I needed as much Spadef as humanly possible, even though it pains me to go with a max spread pretty much. If you know, I mean, look at our other moms. Look at those EVs. Oh, look at the, even when we can just go max special attack, max speed. We're not doing that. We're finding something to live. We got Bulu, obviously. A little bit more intricate, and then things like Crook, and then even our MARSHADOW. I don't go max attack on my MARSHADOW. Who needs max attack? But yeah, that's pretty much going to be our team. With that being said, I will be right back with the battle. All right, guys, here we are with the battle. BBL Week 2. Let's see what our opponent decided to bring to this game. Definitely lots of scary stuff. We brought both the dragons. The dragons have arrived. So we have Palkia, Entei, Gira, Scizor, Crobat, and Whimsicott. Okay. Now, what do I think my best lead is the real question. I feel like Scizor is a really free lead against me. Like, incredibly free against me. But in that same vein, so is Aromatisse. So part of me really just wants to lead off with my Necro and potentially try and get up rocks in something's face. I could take a hit from either of the dragons, worst comes to worst, but I think my rocks are extremely valuable this game. Let me, you know, scout the Crobat set, whether see if it's boots, if it's defog. It lets me get 25% off on the Entei, and if it's boots, it's not an issue at all for me, in all honesty. And it lets me get residual chip on his team as he tries to pivot in and out, especially with stuff like Scizor. I think that's actually incredibly important because Heat Wave will actually pick up an Oko guaranteed on Spadef Scizor if we do have rocks up. So I think that's pretty important. But good luck with my opponent. Hopefully we can have a dub here. And yeah. Excuse me. If he does lead Scizor, I am just going to throw off a Heat Wave, though. If he does lead Scizor, I'm 100% throwing off a Heat Wave. I'm at, which is going to be Whimsy. Yeah, see, I figured Whimsy was pretty free against me. So I think what I want to do is just get up my rocks. This thing doesn't super threaten me. I suppose he could be Encore, but like, it's just good information for me to have. And I'm glad I didn't leave Ments, because I do need to keep health on Ments. And again, Rocks will be phenomenal. Ments has no switch-ins with Rocks up. Marshadow wins much easier if I'm chipping down the team, putting in range of +1 Shadow Sneak, and stuff of that nature, so. He's gonna U-turn. Fine. What if I was like Agility Weakness Policy and Rock Polish, and I agility'd up? I think I actually might have just won. Actually, I don't think I Oko Giratina, which is pretty crazy, but I think he's gonna U-turn, so we do know that it has momentum. Good to know, good to know. We're just going to get up a very free Stealth Rockarooskies snack, which is going to be Big Giratina Origin. And that's fine. We'll get up our rocks for free. And I think from here, I can just pivot right out into Crocodile and go from there. If he burns me, honestly, so be it. Not the biggest deal in the world, because we do have Heal Bell on our Aromatisse. That's something I kind of went into expecting to happen, to be completely honest. So, again, not too worried. If he has default Giratina, he likely will click it now. And again, that'll be great information for us to have. So we're going to intimidate this thing. So if it's physical, we also check it in that sense. Will-O-Wisp, that's fine. Again, we do have clerical support on this team, so I can't heal bell that off later. So I'm not super worried. I'm just going to knock off. I feel as if it is pretty free. If he Dracos, I'm just going to pivot out, go into my Aromatisse, and Heal Bell. Again, that's very nice for me, for sure. And again, that Cleric support from Aromatisse should come out clutch this game, as long as we position it right. Out comes Jesse, which is going to be Big Skizzer. Now, I wish we, had a little bit better for this, but we're gonna knock off its lefties, which is nice, and I go hard Ments here. I just intimidate this thing, and, put my opponent in a tough spot. So we're gonna go hard Ments. No reason not to. Knocking off its lefties is also nice. We know it's not Akka, and obviously if it was, we would have knocked it off anyway, so not the biggest deal in the world. He can definitely U-turn for free here, but again, without lefties and those rocks being on the field, this thing's slowly getting chipped down. We're gonna force it into a Roost turn eventually if it does have it. U-turn. That's fine. Again, this will do negligible damage. So, again, getting up those rocks was, like, paramount. Very important for us. And I think I just go hard Necro on the Whimsicott, if that's what elects to come in. I just off a Photon Geyser. Very freely, actually. Not a good Photon Geyser resist, because I can just Heat Wave that Scizor. This thing's going to come in. We'll get to see its item as well. See if it's lefties, I think. I always forget if that's how it works, if it'll pop right away. So, I don't think it's lefties, but again, I could be wrong. We're just going to get hard out into our Necrozma. U-turns. Again, that's completely fine. We literally, like, lefties recovery that off because of Prism Armor, and obviously this thing not being very physically strong. And we're just forcing rocks damage. So Moonblast is going to come out. That's fine. See how much this does. That's Specs. That's a 2-hit KO on us. I kind of want to pivot out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Specs. I'm like 90% sure that's Specs. Which is very interesting, being that I had my, what do you call it? But it's okay. Tis okay. Aromatisse to a Whimsicott with the choice Specs. Moonblast is not doing very much to us, so I'm going to switch. Because we are max Spadef. Again, we can heal belt this off. So it's all good. I mean, we can heal belt off our dude. We're going to get a little bit of a Spadef drop, which is annoying, but again, not the biggest deal in the world. I'm assuming Scizor is going to come out hard here. But again, that's fine. I'm just forcing Rock Chip off, and I get to heal bell off the burn on my Crocodile. And after a Protect, if he does elect to stay in, I can just Protect and then Wish. Green is going to be Crobat. Is it going to be Boots? Heal Bell's gonna pop. So again, that's fine. It is going to be boots, which honestly makes me want to pivot hard out into Big Crocodile. Let's see. Crobat. Max attack to our Crocodile. If we have an Intimidate up at 165 HP. That is not a 2-hit KO from Jolly Crobat. So we know that that does what? 76 max. And we can pretty easily Intimidate Shuffle this thingy, which is, again, amazing. I will not complain about that. Toxic's going to pop. Lots and lots of status. Again, we can just Heal Bell that off. So I'm not super duper worried. Again, there are not great knockoff switch-ins at this point to my team. There are not great knockoff switch-ins. So I am just going to knock off. If I can knock off this thing's boots, that's amazing. If he wants to spend the turn defogging, again, that's fine. Not too worried. So, U-turn's gonna pop. Tis whatever. That's a crit. Fuck, dude. Nice. Now he can pretty freely go Scizor and just revenge me with Bullet Punch. I don't think he would have killed me otherwise. So that's great. Super, super garbage, but what can you do, man? What can you do? Out comes this thing. Whatever, man. Oh, that's fucking garbage. Whatever. I think I just stay in Fire Fang. Try and punish his Roost. Fucking garbage. Okay. We will kill a max HP Scizor. If he decides to Roost right here. I'm pretty sure that we do knock it out. If he Bullet Punches, whatever. Fuck it, dude. Pretty lame. I'm not too happy about that. I won't lie to you. I'm very upset. I think that's super lame. But it's okay. It's alright. We'll go hard out into Big Kushala. I'm going to intimidate this thing, and I'm just going to throw off a Flamethrower. I don't trust our luck at this point. There's not really a great pivot into this thing anyways. Like, if Whimsicott wants to come in, being that it's Specs, I think it might die. So. Bullet Punch, yeah, it's fine. So we get Scizor. I wish we were DD. We also would have just won. But it's okay. It's fine. So down goes the Scizor. Salamis is going to pick off Scizor, which means our Bulu is actually incredibly annoying for our opponent to deal with. Yeah, so IMAC is going to come out once again. Let's go. Maybe I should have saved my Crook as a sack, because I just don't have a great switch into this thing now. So 153, I want to see Aromatisse to a Whimsicott. It is +1. And we are at 153. That is a guaranteed 3 at KO. I think we do have to make this play. We can Wish Up, get pretty healthy. I do think his best play is just to throw off a Moonblast. I don't have a resist on my team right now that I brought. So, so that should not do enough to us. We went down to 80, so 153. Let me check if he's modest. If he's modest, I think we need to protect here. 153 down to 80. It's 73 points of damage. He is for sure timid. You're going to Wish. Again, whatever comes out, I just protect its face. Grin is going to be the Crobat. That's fine. We're going to Wish. We're going to try and stay as healthy as humanly possible because this is our only switch into said Whimsicott at this point in time. And then we're going to protect. Just my best play. So we are going to protect. Toxic's going to come out. Whatever. Again, I can heal that off later. I think I go hard Ments. And like if a U-turn comes out, I honestly don't think that's too big of a deal. We're at 119. I can't really go hard into it, can I? Necro. Doesn't kill us after Toxic, so I can actually go into this, and I think Warning Sent up. I could just off Photon Geyser. And I need to position my Marshadow. Cross Poison. So Brave Bird will definitely take us out here, which is the only really unfortunate thing. But regardless, I'm just going to throw off Photon Geyser. If it for some reason doesn't, whatever. If he U-turns, I don't think U-turn will kill us either. Does he not have a flying move? Yeah, okay. Incredibly free Photon Geyser here. U-turn 51 max. I don't remember what we were at before that. Whatever. We're just gonna throw off a big hit. Rocks are up. Giratina Origin is going to take how much damage? Not the most, but again, that's unrecoverable damage, so I'm not super worried about that. I can't. I'm recording. Cooper, I'm recording. Oh, you are? Yeah. Cooper. All right. So the only issue now is our Ghost Resist is like non-existent. I'm pretty sure we can just go hard Aromatisse though. I'll try and wish up something. Again, if this thing throws a full Will-O-Wisp, so be it. I'm not super worried about that. Thunderwave, dude, you just brought a lot of fucking status, huh? Well, we just wish here, I think. Don't we? I mean, don't think that's too big of a deal. Defog, okay. So, does this thing have one attacking move? Okay, that's cool. I, too, also love when that happens. I'm going to wish again, because I really think Crobat's the play. Like, why give me this? Why give me this Pokemon? It doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense, actually. Like, 100% no sense. I mean, like, if I would have just Moonblast there and broke through, great. Entei. Okay. That's fucking awesome. Fuck me, dude. I just sack off Necro here, I think. That's really annoying. That's so fucking annoying. This has been a great game so far. Eruption. Okay. So we Scarf Eruption. I feel like I can PP stall that, but 252, 50 Eruption. My Salamence does not do very much. I think I'm going to go into it. And I think I'm going to Roost. He's Inner Focus. I'm going to Roost. He's Inner Focus. No, he's special. So we are going to Roost right here. Get back up to full. Again, we can still win if we position our Marshadow, but it's just going to be really tough. We've kind of gotten bullshitted out of a few things. Snake is going to come in. So we're going to Roost. Just going to Draco this thing. Again, I'm faster than you. So I want to make the pivot play out. Whatever. Just hit this Draco, please. Love to hit this Draco, actually. Not like we can get up our rocks again, but a whale. Draco is going to pop. And we are going to definitely knock this thing out. There's no way in hell that it lives. So, down it goes. I would love my rocks up with an Entei, but it's all good. So we get for letting Necro get low. So down goes the Giratina. Oh. Now, if he goes into Palkia here, I still have my full health Tapu Bulu, which is awesome. I still have my full health Salamence to pivot into the Crobat that might want to come in on us. My Max is going to come in. That makes sense as well. This thing is a whole ass threat. So I am going to switch in my, was he Will-O-Wisp? No, he was Toxic on Crobat. He was Will-O-Wisp on, the thing. On Necro. No, not Necro. On Gira. And he was Toxic on Crobat. He was also Will-O-Wisp. So, I'm going to chew that up. I literally just need to get a heal ball off. What's heal ball? It's my last slot. Okay. Curse of the green screen. And this being the best position for it. Please break through, Aromatisse. Literally just need you to break through right here, King. Come on. Please break through. We cannot have you paralyzed, and you are not going to be paralyzed. Let's go. Okay, that's awesome. So, Aromatisse is going to get a little bit of health back. My boy. Okay. I think right here I just go Ments. Could protect, but what's the point? I guess I could protect. Got a little bit of lefties back for the thing. Cross Poison's gonna happen. This is a high crit chance move, which is pretty epic. That's gonna do nothing, and I think I just throw off a Hurricane now. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw off a Hurricane. I'd love to hit. That'd be awesome, actually. And that's, like, not very offensive, I don't think, either. I don't see a Hurricane switching on my opponent's team. There's a lot of defensive pressure on Salamence right now, though. Cross Poison, level 50. I did about the right number. Rain is going to be Palkia. I'd love to hit this. Please let me hit this. Hurricane. Of fucking course. Awesome. So this is great. This is going phenomenal. And I love to see it. He's going to Ice Beam here, and I'm going to fucking lose him on. Which is, again, phenomenal. Some good stuff. So we're going to go into our Bulu. Very cool. God, that's unfortunate. Fuck me, dude. Does he have Ice Beam? Probably should. Make a lot of sense. Yeah, he's gonna Ice Beam. If he's Life Orb, he 2-hit KOs us. He's not Life Orb. Oh, he's Life Orb, but it doesn't 2-hit KOs after stuff. Which is dope. I'm gonna Nature's Madness. So he's Cross Poison, Toxic, U-Turn on his thing. He's gonna Flamethrower. Does that really catch you much, dude? I wish I would have just attacked. Whatever. We get off Big Nature's Madness. I'll take it. Whatever. Why are you Flamethrower? I guess for Mel? I guess I Horn Leech right here. Or not to. Ice Beam again. I don't know why I didn't Ice Beam before. Wouldn't Ice Beam just been a better play? Whatever. I'm very tilted. I'm not too happy with how this game's going. I'll be honest with you guys. And I think right here... Is this my opportunity? Hold on, let's see. Palkia. This could be my opportunity to win the game. If and only if he, I don't know if I need to right now, though. Palkia, how strong is it? This thing needs a max roll to kill me. I guess Spectral Thief is just my best play because he's likely not. Fuck, dude! If I would have just done it. Oh my god. Okay, Harka, which is going to be Entei. So we're gonna click Spectral Thief. Wait. What if? Eruption. At about, let's say, 55%. What about Fire Blast? I think I'm actually gonna bulk up. Where's bulk up? It's at the bottom. Maybe I need to do my face cam somewhere else. So he's actually. Wow. Okay. He's gonna miss. Fuck it. I don't care. I'll be honest. I'm fine with that. Whatever. Yeah, I'm just gonna Spectral Thief. Whatever. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. How much is Whimsic caught? Shadow Sneak, it might be in range. So this might be a Marshadow sweep. It might be in range. Might be in range. Let's see what we can do. He brought a shit ton of status, huh? I don't think he even has Brave Bird, I'll be honest. So I'm just gonna Spectral Thief. What are you, toxic? Oh, he is Brave Bird. He just has no Roost. He's no Roost Crobat. Don't crit me. Yeah, I knew I lived that. So there's also might be an Aromatisse endgame. We're gonna knock that thing out. Marshall's just gonna keep on clicking Spectral Thief. Whimsicott comes out and I just Shadow Sneak. Just Shadow Sneak. I think that's my play. I think that's my play. That might be the game. I don't know if it's in range for sure yet. I know it took 2 rock switch-ins, so that means I like 88 after rocks. So this could potentially be in range depending on how bulky he is. So we're gonna Shadow Sneak. It's not gonna take it out. Book. Okay. So Marshadow's not gonna sweep. But Aromatisse might be able to clean up the game. Regardless, I go into Aromatisse and I wish. So, you were mentioned, on Twitter by BBR about our week 1 matchup. So I'm going to wish right here. I'm going to get up to as healthy of a point as humanly possible. We are max Spadef on this too. So I want to make sure that Palkia, Life Orb, Hydro Pump. The strongest move possible. We should be fine. What about on a crit? You know what? No. We're going to Moonblast because I want my Wish Recovery to be at its maximum so that I can live a hit from the Aromatisse guaranteed. He's going to Ice Beam. I swear to God if you fucking freeze me. Thank God. Okay. So Aromatisse actually might end the game right here. Big Aroma says, I don't care about your Double Dragon. God, this was a little bit of a hacksy game. No shade to my opponent. Just Pokemon sucks. Pokemon is not a fun game. I don't know why we spend our time doing this, but I guess it's fun at some points. Like when Big Aromatisse is able to actually just clean up a game. So that's obviously really cool. It's cool to see Marshadow put in some work. The miss was unfortunate on Marshadow, but I don't think I like auto lost. If that were to happen, we're just gonna Moonblast. I think this is the last Pokemon, unless I'm tripping. Pretty sure that's the last Pokemon. So Aromatisse should be able to clean up. Bop, bop. Down goes the Whimsicott. And we're able to win 3-0 in week 2. We're going to start with the BBL 2-0 plus 7. We were able to win 2-0, not 3-0. GG to my opponent. Again, no shade to him. Got a little bit tilted during that match. Definitely not on him, though. And again, he got pretty unlucky there at the end. I think it kind of evened out a little bit. But it's, again, not too big of a deal. I think our team was honestly really, really well built this week. We kind of got overwhelmed by his offense. I think the Specs Whimsicott was a very, very cool bring by my opponent. Definitely wasn't expecting that, and it put me in a really tough spot where I had to use my Sped F monster to check that. I had to use like, great overall bulky pivots like Necro to check that, and obviously get 2-hit KO'd and make me have a worthless Necro. But Aromatisse was able to clutch up, keeping itself healthy throughout the game, heal belling away a bunch of Toxics and Will-O-Wisps and Thunder Waves and all the status humanly imaginable, but we were able to pull through, which is awesome. Definitely go check out my opponent in the description below. He makes great content. He's a cool guy. And yeah, that being said, if you haven't done so, drop a like on the video, sub if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.